All right, let's jump right into this explainer. When we think of Uttarakhand, nestled high up in the Himalayas, our minds usually go straight to those grand, mainstream temples, places like Badrinath or Kedarnath, right? But woven directly into this harsh, incredibly beautiful, and let's face it, sometimes unforgiving landscape is a completely different, much more intimate divine presence. Today we're looking at the Lok Devtas, the guardian gods of the mountains.
Take a look at this quote. It completely flips how we usually think about justice. I mean, we aren't talking about stuffy marble courthouses here. We are talking about places like the Temple of Harjyu Devta. He's famously known up there as the ultimate Nyaya Devta, the god of justice. People literally write out their grievances on pieces of paper. We're talking legal disputes, family drama, the whole shebang, and they just hang them up in the temple right alongside thousands of brass bells. The locals actually trust the rapid, divine justice of these gods way more than any modern legal system.
So what actually is a Lok Devta? Well, to really grasp this, we need to separate them from the mainstream gods you might already be familiar with. While a major Hindu deity can feel, vast and cosmic, a Lok Devta is your immediate, local protector. They're on the ground, they walk alongside the people in their daily lives. They guard the specific soil you farm on, the rivers you get your water from, the cattle you raise. They're essentially unseen neighbors, keeping the communities safe from the very real, everyday threats of mountain life.
It's literally an entire divine ecosystem. These deities form a parallel, functional system that governs the ecology and society up there. Think of it like a specialized task force. You've got your Nyaya Devtas handling law and order. Then you've got the Bhumi Devtas, who practically act as agricultural wardens, making sure the fields are safe from blight and bad harvests. And the Nag Devtas? They're the serpent guardians of the water bodies, enforcing a really deep respect for the fragile rivers and streams.
Section 1. The Legend of Kalanira, a mythic journey of devotion and miracle.
Okay, to really see how a localized deity comes to be, let's follow Princess Kalanira's incredible journey of exile and magic. It all kicks off at the Great Harried War Kumbh. Her father, who is a king, explicitly warned her not to bathe fully in the river. Just dip your toes, he said. But, seeing all the ascetics, she totally disobeys and takes a full plunge. The second she surfaces, the sun's first rays strike her, and in this miraculous twist of fate, she becomes instantly pregnant. Terrified of the social stigma, and obviously her father's wrath, she doesn't go back home. Instead, she flees deep into the wild, unforgiving mountains and eventually stumbles upon the abandoned-looking ashram of a super-powerful ascetic, Guru Goraknath. And this is where she really proves her devotion. She doesn't just give up in the forest. Kalanira sets right to work. She gathers wood to reignite the guru's sacred, totally cold fire. She tirelessly hauls water to nurse his dead, withered garden back into this vibrant, blooming sanctuary. Well, when Guru Goraknath finally opens his eyes from his deep meditation and sees what she's accomplished, he is absolutely thrilled. He grants her this incredible boon. Her impending sons won't just be ordinary men. They're going to be mighty warriors worshipped as gods.
Section 2. Birth of Harjyu and Saim, the twin pillars of protection.
All right, the birth of these promised sons is where the story gets absolutely wild. It perfectly highlights just how fierce and protective these localized gods are from the literal moment they enter the world. So one day, Kalanira is down by the river when a terrifying demon named Latwa Masan attacks her. In that exact instant of peril, her first son, Harjyu, is born. And get this, he's born directly from her left elbow. No way, right? He doesn't even cry like a normal baby. He instantly jumps to his mother's defense, battles the demon, and slays it right there on the riverbank. Talk about hitting the ground running. Now here's the twist. While Harjyu was off fighting the demon, Guru Goraknath noticed the baby was missing from the ashram. Thinking a wild animal had taken him, the guru panicked. He used his immense magic to breathe life into a blade of grass, literally creating a second child. When Kalanira finally got back with Harjyu, boom, they suddenly had twins. Guru Goraknath declared Harjyu the elder by birth, the fierce warrior of flesh, and the grass-born child, Saim, the elder by karma. Together, they became the ultimate co-guardians of the region's borders and its prosperity. You can see just how deep this connection goes with a local Kumaoni proverb, Aun Haru Harpad, Jaun Haru Kadbad. It roughly translates to, Haru's arrival brings green prosperity, but his departure leaves everything barren and destroyed. This shows you how totally ingrained these brother gods are in the hopes and the fears of the local farmers. They aren't just myths from some old storybook. Their presence is literally felt in the success or failure of the harvest.
Section 3. A living cultural memory. Resilience in the Himalayas.
So zooming back out to the present day, as Namita Gokhale details in her work, the fierce spirit of the Lok Devtas is mirrored perfectly in the real people living in Himalayas today, especially the independent, strong-footed women of the mountains who are keeping these traditions alive. They're described as fearless as lions, roaming the dark forest for fodder, completely unafraid. Just like Kalamra Nira surviving alone in the wilderness, it's this indomitable spirit that has preserved this really unique blend of pagan animism and traditional religion despite the constant push of modernization.
To wrap up the facts here, these stories of Harjyu, Siam, Golu, and the others, they aren't just sitting in dusty old books. They are dynamically, actively kept alive through Jagor, which are these intense, all-night oral rituals where singers literally invoke the spirits of the gods. These devtas serve as the ultimate anchors for the community. Whether it's a massive local fair or just a small village getting together to ask the Bhumia Devta for a good crop, it's the enduring, highly independent spirit of the mountain people that fiercely protects this heritage. So let me leave you with this. As we build bigger and bigger cities and rely on these distant, incredibly complex systems for our food and our justice, have we lost something vital? Have we lost that intimate, localized connection to the specific piece of earth we live on and the unseen forces, the Lok Devtas, that mountain communities still believe protected? It's definitely a profound question about how we relate to nature and to our own communities today. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep questioning, keep learning, and I'll catch you next time.